All right, real quick, this is improper fractions to mixed numbers and decimals. We have 5 over 3. This is our numerator and our denominator. See this bar going right there? We usually call it the fraction bar. It's also called the division bar. We could simply rewrite this as 5 divided by 3. Or you can write the 3 on the outside and 5 on the inside. Now you ask yourself, how close can I put 3 into 5 without it going over? What's the closest I can do? Well, 3 times 1 is 3. Whoops. Let me fix that real quick. 3 times 1 equals 3. 3 times 2 equals 6. But I needed 5. 6 is too much, so I can't use this one. So I have to stick with 3 times 1. 3 times 1 is 3. But I needed 5. Well, how much do I have left? I needed 3, 4, 5, so I've got 2 left over. So to take all of this, 5 thirds, my big number is going to be the 1. That's how many times 3 will go into 5 without going over. And whatever I have left, in this case is 2, becomes my numerator, and I simply drag my denominator over here and keep my denominator. Now, our answer from improper fractions to mixed numbers is 1 2/3. Now, how do I put 1 2/3 as a decimal? Well, our whole number, the big number, goes in front of our decimal point. And if you'll remember from class, 2/3 is that weird fraction, that 0.666666666 it never stops. So we'll just add a couple of 666 and put a bar over the end of it. That lets you know that this is a repeating decimal and that it never stops. So 5 thirds equals 1 2/3 equals 1.6666666 all the way down. So this means I have an improper fraction, a mixed number, and a decimal. All right, let's try another one. We have 32 over 6. Now remember, that is the same thing as saying 32 divided by 6. So we ask ourselves, how many times can 6 go into 32 without going over? I know my math facts. 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 3 is 18. And I could jump on down to 6 times 6, but that's 36. Oh, that's too much. I can't use 6 times 6. So I've got to back up one. Let's try 6 times 5. 6 times 5 is 30. Well, 30 is close to 32. So I'm going to go 6 times 5. It's as close as I can get without going over. So therefore, 5 becomes my big whole number. I needed 32, but 6 times 5 is only 30. How many will I have left over? If you said 2, you are correct. So I just take my denominator and drag it over here, and that will be a 6. So 5 and 2 6 is my mixed number. I can also take 5 and 2 6 and simplify it. If I were to ignore the 5 just for a minute and simplify 2 6, can I multiply 2 by anything that will ever give me 6 as an answer? Yes, I can. What do I multiply by? 3. So therefore, 2 6 simplifies down to 1/3. So this is also equal to 5 and 1/3. Remember, there's another one of those weird decimals that we talked about in class. 5.333333. This never stops. It keeps going. So this is how we write 32 6 as a mixed number and a decimal. Okay, here we have another one. We have 42 6 and we need to write that as a mixed number. So we ask ourselves 42, whoops, wrong color. We ask ourselves 42 divided by 6. How many times can we put 6 into 42? Well, if you know your math facts, you remember that it's 7. So 7 is our big number. Do we have anything left over? No, 6 times 7 is exactly 42. But you say, Miss Brookins, what about our fraction that we're supposed to have here? This 7 is a number in and of itself, and this would be considered our mixed number. We don't always have to have a fraction over here because 42 divided by 6 does equal 7. And as we said earlier, this line right here, there's our fraction bar, is also our division bar. So if this is our improper fraction, this is written as our mixed number. What about a decimal? Say, Miss Brookins, there's nothing behind it. So 7 is our whole number, and I wrote it in the wrong color again, but that's okay. 7 is our whole number. 7.0 can be our decimal. 7 whole ones and nothing behind it. So we still have an improper fraction, mixed number, and now we have the decimal. And here we are. It's now your turn. 42 fifths. I need you to rewrite this as a mixed number. And a decimal. You know what to do. Go ahead and pause the video. Work this out. And come back and let's check and compare our answers. So how'd you do? Your mixed number hopefully is 8 2/5. Your decimal is 8.4. Let me know how you did. Post it in Edmodo.